Isn't it interesting that those who scream the loudest about cancel culture are the ones trying the hardest to cancel others?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Hold on to your family. Lay low.
Recently, the estate of Dr. Seuss decided that some of the illustrations in certain books were offensive, insensitive, racist, pick your word, and made the choice to pull them from circulation. Why did they do this? Because they felt that some of the illustrations in certain books were offensive, insensitive, and racist. They made a conscientious choice to do the right thing because they did some honest self-reflection and elected to pull books that they believed were actually hurting children. This, of course, set some people off. They're canceling Dr. Seuss. It's as if the works of Dr. Seuss are sacredly enshrined within the Constitution itself. Of course, this isn't cancel culture, but it's a buzzword to excite those who feel that ending racism is a personal attack on them. Which, truth be told, just might be. Why would grown men, and yes, it's mostly men, get so worked up about a child's book? It's because they identify themselves with those books. Personally, I never cared too much for Dr. Seuss. It was just a little too trippy for me. However, there are millions who grew up on his work and have a personal connection with it. They identify with it. Their parents and teachers shared it with them. They never saw anything wrong with it, and clearly, neither did their parents or teachers. By saying that some of these works are offensive and such, they are internalizing that as to say that they are wrong too. Canceling Dr. Seuss means you are canceling them. That's the argument many politicians are trying to make because that's what works. It's commonly called the culture wars. Those who want a society that lives up to our nation's founding principles that we all espouse, and those who want to interpret that as an affront and attack on them. They say you, your family, and everyone who doesn't agree with them are the real racists. Of course, that's not it at all, but why use logic when emotion works so much better? However, some cultures need to be canceled just like a bad TV show. We don't need any more episodes of hate. The culture of denying others of their unalienable rights should no longer be allowed to air. A culture of anything negative that takes away from one's dignity and their equal rights should be gone. And we also don't want any reruns either. When the 1619 Project was released, conservatives assailed it and tried all sorts of maneuvers to keep it out of schools. They felt that it was a rewriting of history, which it is, just back to what it should have been. They claimed that it was about white shaming, which it wasn't. They want to cancel all sorts of ideas and people except when it's something that is somehow about them. Recently, Hasbro decided to drop the Mr. and Mrs. from the name of their potato head product. That has nothing to do with canceling men, women, or gender in general. It's called capitalism. Hasbro heard the arguments, saw an opportunity to make money, and let kids make the potato heads however they want. They're creating a potato head universe. It allows kids to create families that look like theirs, and this might surprise you, but there are kids who have parents that are the same gender. According to the AP, Thomas the Tank added more girl characters than American Girl has boy dolls, and Barbie continues to add more than just white skinny blondes to their lineup. Welcome to reality. The world didn't end. Personally, and maybe because I'm old, but I don't really subscribe to the idea of canceling out a person. I do think people should be held accountable for what they say, but I also believe in repentance and the idea that once you've paid your dues to society, you get a second chance. However, there are those who believe in a scorched earth policy and want to lay waste to people's lives. Yes, there are those who shouldn't be able to voice their hate. There's no place for hate, and those people need to find another profession or retire. The bigger problem with this so-called cancel culture is that it just might create more problems than it solves, and eventually it can come back on you. Different isn't wrong. Wrong is wrong. Let's not confuse the two. My mother once said that talking out your differences is more important than going to war over them. Let's simply treat each other the way we want to be treated and cancel the hate. This has been Locked In with Loki.
Oh, yeah.